There are people who follow power, and then there are people who become it. For decades, one name has refused to stay in just one lane. Business, television, politics, controversy, influence. Love him or hate him, but before the rallies, before the presidency, before the headlines that shook the world, there was a different version. A younger man, a builder, a brand. So the question is, was this transformation inevitable? Or did something change along the way? This is the story of Donald Trump. Before the cameras, there was a foundation already in place. Donald Trump wasn't born into struggle. He was born into opportunity. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer in New York. And from an early age, Donald wasn't just observing. He was learning how deals are made, how money moves, how power quietly builds in rooms most people never enter. But even then, he didn't just want to inherit success, he wanted to amplify it. At 13, he was sent to military school. Discipline, structure, control, things that would later shape his personality. But the real shift came in his 20s, when he stepped into the family business and decided to take it somewhere bigger, much bigger. New York City in the 1970s was struggling, crime, economic decline, falling infrastructure. But where most people saw risk, Trump saw opportunity. His first major move? The transformation of the Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt. It wasn't just a project, it was a statement, a signal that he wasn't just another developer. He was a vision builder, and from there, the scale only grew. Trump Tower, luxury apartments, high-profile deals. Everything had one thing in common. His name, big, bold, unmissable. Because for Trump, the business wasn't just real estate, it was branding. He didn't just sell buildings, he sold an image. Success, luxury, power, and people bought into it. By the 1980s, he wasn't just a businessman. He was becoming a public figure, a symbol of wealth in American culture, appearing in interviews, magazines, television. He wasn't hiding from attention. He was chasing it because attention was part of the strategy. But power doesn't rise in a straight line. And in the early 1990s, everything started to crack. Debt-failed ventures, financial pressure. At one point, he was billions of dollars in debt, casinos struggling, deals collapsing. The image of success was suddenly under threat, and for many, this would have been the end, but not for him, because Trump understood something most didn't. Perception can be just as powerful as reality. He renegotiated, restructured, rebuilt, and slowly he came back, not necessarily stronger financially, but stronger as a brand. Because by the late 1990s and early 2000s, he found a new platform: television. The Apprentice, a show built around one idea: power, competition, control. And one phrase that would echo everywhere: "You're fired." This wasn't just entertainment, it was branding on a global scale. Trump wasn't just known in business anymore, he became a household name. Millions watched him every week, not as a developer, but as a decision maker, a judge, a figure of authority. And this mattered because it reshaped how people saw him, not just as someone wealthy, but as someone powerful. And in a world driven by perception, that difference is everything. Then came the moment no one could ignore. Donald Trump announces his run for president. At first, many didn't take it seriously. Businessman, TV personality, running for the highest office in the United States. But what followed changed everything. Rallies, media dominance, unfiltered communication. He didn't speak like traditional politicians. He didn't play by the same rules, and that was exactly why people listened. Some supported him, some opposed him, but everyone was watching. And in 2016, he did what few expected. He won, becoming the 45th President of the United States. His presidency didn't just break tradition, it changed the pace. Headlines weren't occasional, they were constant, from domestic debates to global reactions. The spotlight never moved. He operated where politics, media, and public opinion collided in real time. Controversy became the norm. Policy shifts came fast, always watched, and alongside it, a country reacting in different ways, strong support, strong criticism, and deeper division, not just politically, but culturally. Through it all, he didn't just work within the system. He reshaped how it felt, because leadership, in his case, happened in public, in moments that spread instantly. He didn't just lead, he held attention. He drove the conversation, and that made him impossible to ignore, because influence at that level isn't about approval, it's about visibility, and he had it. Then came the moment most leaders fade, but that didn't fully happen here. Attention didn't disappear, it shifted. His presence remained. His name still led discussions, because now he isn't just a former president, he's still an active force, shaping conversations, influencing direction, even without office. And today, that kind of power still matters. So what changed? Was it the man, or just the stage he was given? Because from real estate deals in New York to the global stage of politics, the pattern remains the same: visibility, control, influence. The tools may have changed, but the strategy still recognizable. And maybe that's the real story, not just who Donald Trump is, but how he's managed to stay relevant across decades, across industries, across power structures. Because in the end, some people follow history and others find a way to stay at the center of it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe. I'll be diving deeper into stories like this, breaking down power, politics, and influence. And let me know, what should I cover next?